the live feed. Z's here. Welcome. Welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. Just got home from the office. The outside temperature in my car showed anywhere between 82 and 83. So before anybody else shows up here, that's just bullshit. Between you and I, I'm breaking away from PG-13 for a minute. That's just horseshit to be on February 25th to be freaking over 80 degrees at 7 o'clock at night is wrong. And that's not the worst of it according to my app. We're going to be at 90, but we're supposed to be down to the 70s by a week from Friday. So, these temps are all wrong for this time of year. Man. Gene's here. I was just telling Z before everybody else shows up. I'm straying from my PG. These temperatures are bullshit. I was coming home from the office. It's between 82 and 83 degrees out there at 6:45. And I'm sure it hasn't dropped a degree at 7:02. So this is all wrong. So, and then we're supposed to be at 90 in a couple of days. My air's going to be kicking on. It's 77 inside here. I got my fan going full, which is not untypical because I start sweating when I'm playing. But man, we should not be having to run the air or on the verge of this early. But when it hits 90 outside, we keep the air set at 79. Like that's so it hasn't come on, but it's 2 degrees from popping on. So only salvation is according to my map, my weather app will be at 70 degrees a week from Friday, around low 70s or 70. I'm not a fan of this teasing what the summer is going to be like. 86 on your truck out here. Yep. The high pressure above us is relentless. That was at 4 o'clock. You have your air on already. Yeah, I don't want to run it until I have to. I can't sleep when it's hot, and I'm not going to sit in here and suffer. But by the time it hits 90 in a couple of days, that air will be kicking on. So be it. It's not about the money. It's just that, it should not be. We still should be in the 60s, low 60s this time of year for the high. But I'm grateful as always. I have a ceiling fan in here, and I've got one above my bed. So I will run it and do what I need to do. Anyway. Trials and tribs of living in the Sonoran Desert, which is usually fine. It's, the summers are what they are, but should not be this warm on February 25th. I'm preaching to the choir. Anyway, welcome. Good to see you. Let's wait another minute, see who else checks in, and then we'll get some music going. You just turn your air on at 7 p.m. so you can sleep. Yeah, I cannot. I'm not going to swelter. We did that in the apartment when we first moved in. Those apartments were very poorly built, very thin insulation, and my bedroom took all the morning sun. We got in there in July, and the first night or two, even with the fan on, I was sweating, and I said, no more of that. So we came to an agreement on where to set the air. She's more air tolerant. I just can't. So we've got it dialed in now. This place is really well insulated. So 79, sometimes 78 in the summer. Sounds like it's warm. This place really, and with the fans going, it really cools down and it holds that air. Yeah, but we should not be where we're at. We'll just deal with it. I don't mind so much as it's a sign of things to come for the summer. Oh man. Usually when it's this warm, this early, bad news. Can't control it, so we'll just deal with it. So still grateful. We've got ceiling fans. They work really nicely. So I got this one going on high. I had it on medium on Sunday, and that gets me through the set. I still sweat, but it's not hot. Uh, anyway, yeah, I'm not surprised that it's warmer out on the west side of town. But as you all know, the desert is hotter in the day, but the undeveloped desert, but it gets cool. It's cooler at night, sometimes by as much as 10 degrees compared to the city, because you don't have all that concrete and asphalt hold those temperatures into the ground. We're doing just fine here in East Mesa. So as opposed to those apartments, these are really nicely insulated with stucco, so they really insulate really well. So we're grateful for that. It's cooling off already, yeah, because you're out there closer to just desert, right? All right, let's get some music going. Lisa, oh my goodness, welcome. Wow, I haven't seen you check in so long. I don't see everybody's Facebook stuff, but there was something from you a couple days ago with a picture of you that looked just lovely. And so are you in New Mexico, I think, still? Let me know where you're at. I think so. Oh, it's awesome to have you here as part of the tribe. Wait until Amy logs in where it's cold to hear us playing about being warm. I know. Yeah, so my client today is seasonal from Minneapolis. They're still getting some snow, but not much. But then Mike and Amy checked in last weekend, and they got another downpouring of snow up in Michigan and Ohio. So we'll wait and see when she checks in tonight what the weather looks like. She can scroll through the chat and and see us talking about that. Lisa, are you still in New Mexico? I think so. How are the temps there? They're usually not too far off from Arizona. I think a little cooler. Oh, you're in San Antonio. Okay. Oh, that's because we met at White Sands, but you came in from San Antonio or you moved. Well, back in 1980 in April, I spent 13 weeks with my uncle in San Antonio. My Uncle Sam. I went through boot camp in San Antonio for the Air Force, as you know. So Lackland Air Force Base. Then everybody else in our squadron took off to different tech schools, and me and a couple of buddies jumped on a bus to the other side of the base, and that's where we spent 6+ weeks going through security police training. So in the middle of the summer in San Antonio, then we were at this place called Camp Bullis with these big 8-man tents, and we'd be gone out all day during training and then come back and lift the flaps up on the tents to let it air out, sort of. And then you'd open your foot locker and pull out your boot polish and pour it out. It would be completely liquid. I was 19 and I'll never forget that. But I loved the Riverwalk in downtown San Antonio. That was really cool. It's the only place I remember ever seeing a 2-story McDonald's. I'm sure it's still there, somewhere down in San Antonio. So I haven't been back since. So thanks for checking in from Texas. Ooh, we don't. Oh, my friend Dylan, he's in London now, taking his Master of Fine Arts. But he was teaching. He would check in from Texas. Z says, AKA summer camp. Yeah, that's right. Lisa said it's been in the 80s. Yeah, I just came home from my office, and it was between 82 and 83. That's just not right. We should be in the 60s. We're supposed to be in the 90s this week, and then next week, by Friday, we're supposed to be back down to 70. That's just crazy. I can hear the commotion from Camp Bullis. Oh, you're close to Camp Bullis. Yep. I'll tell you what. This was 1980. I'll tell you what I still remember, and pretty much everybody that went through basic training at Lackland will tell you this. Camp Bullis had the best chow. There was a small little chow hall, but they had like this stew that was to die for. I mean, it's really, really, really good food. And Air Force bases are generally known for their better accommodations, but also they had really good chow. We had really good food at Mather in Sacramento, where I was stationed. Camp Bullis, though, they had some of the best food. It was really awesome. So sleeping in a tent when it's hot with no air conditioning, wouldn't recommend it. But, you know, you're only young ones and you can tolerate those things. But Camp Bullis had good food. It's still open, I'm guessing, because you're calling it that. Commotion from Camp Bullis. They're probably doing training. We spent 4 weeks of our 6 weeks in security police training on Lackland, and then the last 2 weeks we're kind of out doing maneuver stuff, sort of that kind of stuff, and 2 weeks there, Camp Bullis. So I remember it. All right, let's get some music going. Thanks for checking in. Right now, Lisa's the only out-of-stater, so Z's here, and Gene, both on the west side of town. I'm here in East Mesa, just a few miles from Apache Junction, and Lisa's here from San Antonio. Air Force definitely had the best food. Yep, go to Hickam Air Force Base every weekend. Yep. Oh, Hickam, Hawaii. Nice. I always wanted to take a hop, but I never did. All right, little my buddy Steve Pulse, kicking off this edition of Wind Down Wednesday. Sip him if you got him. Good to see you here. Well, I love everything about you, and I love the way you comb your hair, and I love the way you sashay in the room. Your perfume lingers in the air. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. And I love the way you lick your lips, dear. You got fireworks in your head. And I love the way you bring me water when I'm thirsty in your bed. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. You were surely kissed by angels. Just look at the freckles on your face. You've got the devil in your eyes. You disappear without a trace. Well, I love sneaking up behind you when you're looking in the mirror. The way your eyes lock into mine, dear. Without guilt and without fear, I I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. I love everything about you. Whoa, about you. All right, little my buddy Steve Poltz kicking off this edition of Wine Down Wednesday. Lisa, if you're still here, you might remember that song. I just remembered it's the only time I've met you, I think. Well, it was at Jay and M's wedding. That's their song. When they were introduced to me, I knew that song before I knew them because I know the guy who wrote it. And then I played it one night at the coffee shop where I used to play on Friday nights when they came and saw me, and they said that was their song from the beginning that they heard that brought them together. So I played that song during their ceremony out there at White Sands. But then they had a reception here in town. I don't think I saw you again. I think I only met you actually once. But that's the song. That was their wedding song that I sang. I just remembered that. You might remember that. If you're still here, I don't even know. It's been a while. We've kind of lost touch. J&M, I haven't seen them in a long time. Z says, yeah, best food. Air Force had, their chow halls had nice swiveling chairs. That was different than basic training chairs. So when we went across the base for security police tech school, the accommodations there were quite nice, I must admit. And others that would come to the Air Force bases saying, oh yeah, this is pretty nice. Hey, Z, you remember Frank Capersi? So when I went in 1980, I was looking at going in, and Marines was my first choice because I wanted to do something really difficult. I was ready for a challenge. My dad had been in the Army Reserve, and my brother wanted to go in the Air Force. We went in together. He was 17, I was 19, but I wanted to go to the Marines. And at that time, in the early 80s, you might remember the Iran conflict was going on. So he didn't want to see me going in the Marines and being deployed and die. So he talked me into going in the Air Force, so I did. That was a lifelong, it took like 20 years to get over that. I really wanted to go in the Marine Corps. So I've always admired guys and used to talk to guys I worked with, that you worked with, and you, and other guys about the Marine Corps life and all of that. So Frank Capersi, as you know, was a 29-year Marine. And he was a drill instructor for some of his duty. So we used to, he always used to kind of elbow me about being in the Air Force. Remember he had that gruff voice? And he used to tell me, Air Force, nothing but a civilian organization in a military uniform. Oh, he always used to say that to me. Nothing but a civilian organization in a military uniform. But you know what? Those guys didn't complain when they came and stayed on our base at, with the accommodations and having nice food. So anyway, we all served. We served in different ways, but we all served, and that's the story. So Frank Capersi. He says, true. I think Lisa might have gone. I didn't see any response from her. But I'm glad she checked in for a second. That was always nice. Let's do a double shot of Steve. If you look to the east where the sun never sets, I'll be there at the top of the stairs, you can bet. So just pick up the phone, make a call, all your own, and I'll be there when you say your last little prayer. La la la, la la, la la. You hold your head in your hands, and I don't have a way. Climb inside your body and just hang out and stay. And everybody's asking when you're coming back. And I don't have an answer, so I fade out of the black. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Uh-huh. Well, in I walk so slowly, with broken glass outside. I treading oh so cautiously. I'm wondering where you hide. And I got notes stacked on my walls, kisses oh so sweet. And all I do is wonder when again the two shall meet. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Uh-huh. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up so. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. Uh-huh, uh-huh. 100 phone bill multiplied by 5. You look like a fawn to me, I used to lie. And dirty plates and bottles fill the decorate my floor. And I got lots of so-called friends just knocking on my door. Who knows how I feel today? I suppose I'll slowly fade away. Fade away. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Do you hear me talking to you? Oh, hello again. How do you do? Good morning, I miss waking up as hello. Good morning, I miss waking up with you. Uh-huh, uh-huh. All right, there's a double shot of my buddy Steve Poltz for my tribe. Thanks for checking in. Good to see you here in this Wind Down Wednesday. Let me get caught up on check-ins and comments. Z said we had meal cards. Yeah, we did too. So we could eat anywhere on the island. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, we had them for our base when I was stationed in Hawaii. That's awesome. Lisa's still here. Yay. Your dad was a Marine. Semper Fi to him. Z was a Marine. Dave was. We just call him Z. Dave Zintz. Z-Men. Yeah, missed my window. My dad talked me into going in the Air Force. Still proud that I served. I wanted to be a Marine. That was before I knew all about the mystique of the Marine Brotherhood and rites of passage and all of that. See, remember Mark Show? Mark Show and I got along really well. He was a Marine. He used to tell me all about Marine boot camp. He was one of those poor, unfortunate guys that thought he would challenge a DI. And they PT'd him until he couldn't lift his arms. He said, "You will never win." So he used to tell me all about the Marine Corps mystique and rites of passage. And then I read a book called Marine, exclamation point, the life of Chesty Puller, the most decorated Marine. That book, along with The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, shaped my leadership style. So if you ever worked with me on my shift and wanted to know where my leadership style that focused on people came from, it was from The 7 Habits, but from a military perspective, Chesty Puller. What an incredible leader he was. And so I read that book, and it's like, man, I missed my window. Really wanted to be a Marine. But Mark Shaw told me once, you'd have been a good Marine. Like, I would have fit in just fine. You know what? That lifted my heart. It's like, it's next best thing to being there. I couldn't be there. But Mark Shaw also talked to me about, so if you were a Marine and enlisted east of the Mississippi, you went to, is it Lejeune? I think I got it wrong. And if you were west of the Mississippi, you went to San Diego. And he said, guys that went through boot camp in San Diego were called Hollywood Marines. I thought that was funny. I don't know if that's still true. I have a friend of mine and sometimes a client. Her son graduated high school last year, so he just finished Marine boot camp, and he's somewhere back east for training. And he went through San Diego, and I said, yeah, those were called Hollywood Marines, from guys that I knew that were Marines. I don't know if they're still called that, but he said, yeah, he served with Dave Huddy. Oh, that's right. Mark Shaw, he was a good guy. Dave Huddy's son is an RP. Oh, really? Parris Island, that's it. Yeah. So when I was a kid and then a teen, there was a movie that would come on every year called The DI with Jack Webb from Dragnet. So I grew up watching that movie, and it's a lighter version, according to Franco. But also Franco said that, what was it with R. Lee Ermey, the movie? He said that would have never happened. He goes, they would have never let a guy like that go through. So that was kind of a Full Metal Jacket was a little extreme. But when Franco went through in the 50s, he said, yeah, he went through when a Marine DI came in late at night drunk and got those guys all the way out there, and some of them died in the swamp. Franco was on guard duty that night. Like, he told me all about that. He also got to meet Chesty Puller, or was there when Chesty came in for an inspection. So he said, yeah, there was some really bad stuff that got turned around back in the 70s and later in the Marines, but he said it used to be a lot more brutal. And so Franco experienced kind of a lot of that. So anyway, Mel Meter went to PI. Yeah, I saw Mel last year at my first retirees thing I went to. Mel and I worked together. Full Metal Jacket, yeah. Yeah, Franco was on guard duty when that DI came in, got all those guys up like early morning hours, marched them out, had them running through the swamp, and some of them got trampled and they drowned. That was one of those incidents, and Franco was there when that happened. Anyway, let me see. All right. You were Hollywood. Okay, it's still called that. I just went on what guys told me. So that's so funny. Oh, Lisa, you're still here, I hope. Honoring your dad. He was a former Marine. So was Dave Z. Lisa, is that 2-story McDonald's? I mean, it's been 40 years. Oh, well into 40s. I don't want to do the math. Since I was in downtown San Antonio at the Riverwalk. We got one day of a leave pass. And you could either go to a football game or you could go to take a bus down to San Antonio. So we did, in uniform. I've still got some Polaroid pictures. They're probably almost all faded of the Riverwalk. But there was a 2-story McDonald's down there. I just remember that. And the Riverwalk was so cool. So I was curious if that McDonald's was still there. I don't know why I don't go to McDonald's, but I'd never seen a 2-story McDonald's ever. Anyway, so let's see. Well, Amy the Batgirl has not checked in. I wonder if they lost power. because she's in that small village, in Ohio, and she said when they get a lot of snow, sometimes they lose power. So even though she's on her phone, she's still connected to her Wi-Fi. I'm kind of wondering. Mike hasn't checked in from Michigan, although he doesn't ever talk about losing power. Lisa, I have no idea it's a distance, but they blow stuff up and it's loud. Oh, yeah, that's Camp Bullis. Yeah, I think that's where I shot my first M203 grenade launcher. Oh, yeah, so I was talking about San Antonio, downtown by the Riverwalk, if they still have a 2-story McDonald's. It's the only time I've been there. Anyway, okay. Yeah, 2 clients today came home, had enough time to throw in laundry. Oh, by the way, so I was going to say, give me some requests. Try will open it up. And Lisa, so I just had a friend from, she and her husband were here, and I officiated their 10-year anniversary wedding renewal, and they moved to North Carolina. And she rides motorcycles. You would like her. She does like cross country. She rides with a women's riding group. So she came in 2 weeks ago, and I haven't seen you in a while. So I'm a licensed massage therapist in private practice. I've had my own practice for 8 years. And so I said, oh, for my friends that come in from out of state, come and see me for a complimentary session. So she did. So if you ever get in to the greater Phoenix area, I don't know if you have any reason to travel here, come and see me. You have a complimentary session waiting for you. I offer hot stone, cranial sacral therapy, all kinds of different stuff, deep tissue, sports stretching, because I was an Ironman triathlete. So if you ever get here, stay in touch. Let me know you're coming. Come and see me. And you have a nice, relaxing, deep tissue session waiting for you, complimentary. Heart to Hands Massage Therapy, LLC. That's my business. Z, Gene, give me some. My brain's like been on overload, so I had enough time to come in and throw in what massage therapists in private practice call second shift, which is laundry. So I've got one full load going, and that's all I had time to do. So no prep time as usual. Let me know what you want to hear. I'm waiting for my muse sometimes to just give me. Z's going to say Jim Croce. So yeah, I did some new Jim Croce covers. I don't have my phone with me because the print on these was so light. Let's do something I know from heart that I don't need. My favorite. Well, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you, but would have got to say can't wait. I know you'd understand, but every time I tried to tell you, words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kind of strange, but every time I'm near you, I just run out of things to say. I know you'd understand, but every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. But every time the time was right, all the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Yeah, I know it's kind of late. I hope I didn't wake you, but there's something that I just gotta say. I know you'd understand, but every time I try to tell you, the words just came out wrong. So I'll have to say I love you in a song. Alright, that's from my list of what I call my oldest friends I've been playing since I was 14. Some Jim Croce stuff by heart. That's my favorite. Um, Z says, need some Elvis. Oh yeah, got my Croce fix over the weekend. Oh, on Sunday where I did the couple new Croce covers. I actually think I could do Recently by heart. There's a couple of chords in there that are really fast he did. Like there's 4 chord changes with every word in a row. I would need to review those, but I'm glad you like those. And then Operator. Things I played before, but not in a long time. All right, we'll do some Elvis. Thanks for all the Jim Croce over the weekend. I'm glad you liked it. Appreciate that. Oh, Lisa had it. Ooh, let me scroll down. Thought you meant by Bullis. Oh no, downtown. I just remember it was downtown by the Riverwalk, and they had a 2-story. I think the second floor was just for eating and sitting. Maybe they had a kids thing. It's crazy. That was 1980. A long time ago. Oh, full-time caregiver from. Oh, bless your heart for the last 10 years. Wow, what a wonderful soul you are. When the day comes, I will, because I'd love to stop by and say hello to Jay's folks. Oh yeah. Oh, are they in? They're in San Antonio. I've never seen them again since the reception. His parents. Are you still riding motorcycles? I sold mine after I finished school, and I needed to, so I knew it won't be my last. I had a 2008 Harley Road Glide that I tricked out nicely, and it was bitchin'. It should almost be illegal to have that much fun on a motorcycle. I said that forever. But I took that 9,374 mile epic trip. Took my friend Kelly up to Lake Louise in Banff, Canada for her 50th birthday. Back down to where she lived in Nashville, up to the Harley 110th anniversary. That was like 10 years ago. And then back home. 5 weeks, 9,372 miles. Epic trip. I don't know if they'll ever do that again, but I'm not ruling out getting another bike. They moved to Phoenix by Jay, or with Jay. Oh, I didn't know that. I lost Jay and Emily. I don't know. I have the same phone number. You know, doors always open. Just kind of drifted away. I don't know. I'm still here. I love them both. What a great story that was. I got to meet you, and the rest of his family. Yeah. So you know where to find me, right here and on Messenger. If you ever come into town, let me know. Then I have another friend from Seattle. She came in. We sang together here a couple of years ago. I met her at a Steve Holtz concert like over 10, and then we didn't see each other for 10 years because she moved to Seattle and got married and had some more kids and all that. So she came in here a couple months ago with her boyfriend and their family, and I came and picked her up and took her to my office, and she got some body work, and then I introduced her to my friend, and who's also my lead therapist, and they did some AI stuff for her business. It's really cool. So I hadn't seen her in 10 years, and I saw her 2 years ago. She came into town for the Renaissance Festival, but I had seen her in 10 years before that. So only seen her twice in 12 years, and it was like we just saw each other a month ago. So I offer my friends who come to visit, and then my friend in North Carolina, she just came here, so you have a standing invitation to a complimentary session anytime you come into town. So there's no expiration date, so come and see me. I would love to see you and offer you that. Okay, Z said Elvis. What are we doing? There's a lot to pick from there. I'm guessing Nita's with you. Her favorite Elvis movie is also mine, so Blue Hawaii. Let's do some Blue Hawaii. and blue Hawaii. The night is heavenly, and you are heaven to me. Lovely you and blue Hawaii. With all this loveliness that should be mine, come with me while the moon is on the sea. The night is young and so are we, so are we. Dreams come true in blue Hawaii, and mine could all come true this magic night of nights with you. Come with me while the moon is on the sea. The night is young and so are we, so are we. Dreams come true in blue Hawaii, and mine could all come true this night of nights of night with you. By request, like that old commercial when I was a kid, Lay's potato chips, you can't just eat one or something like that. So let's do a double shot at Elvis from Blue Hawaii. Ku'ipo, I love you more today than yesterday, but I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. Sweet, sweet Hawaiian rose, see it blossom, see it grow. That's the start of our love. Ever since we said hello, Ku'ipo, I love you more today than yesterday, but I love you less today, less than I would tomorrow. As the years go passing by, we'll recall our wedding day. I will be there by your side. You will always hear me say, Ku'ipo, I love you more today than yesterday, but I love you less today, less than I will tomorrow. Ku'ipo, Ku'ipo, you're my Hawaiian sweetheart. Ku'ipo, Ku'ipo, you're my Hawaiian sweetheart. All right. There's a little, not request before they requested, just request for Elvis, and there's a double shot of Elvis from Blue Hawaii. Thanks for the request, Z. Probably for Nita too. Nita says thanks, she's welcome. Oh. Let's see. All right, my muse is singing. Go up to Capo 5. Let's do this song from that Gwyneth Paltrow movie, Country Strong. From years ago, after I had my T-bone in South Carolina, and could have died but didn't, and 2 knee surgeries, and never had anything like that happen to me before, and tibial plateau fracture compartment syndrome and fasciotomy, none of which I could have pronounced, let alone knew what they meant until they happened to me. So I was trying to do some research with my laptop and my leg with 2 screws in it up on this chair, trying to heal, and doing some healing, looking on YouTube for healing frequencies. And then I took a break from that and pulled up my iTunes library, and I saw I had downloaded the soundtrack to that movie, Country Strong. And I listened to this song, and I just sat there in tears and said, man. So Springsteen talks about songs take on different meaning over time. So this one I got, and I realized when I can play again, when I'm healed, I'm going to learn it. And there's just a lot of, it could be any of our story, but for that time it was mine. So my muse said, you need to play this one. So I said, okay. When the stars line up, you take a good break, and people think you're lucky, but you know it's grace. It can happen so fast, or a little bit late. Timing is everything. And I've had close calls when it could have been me. And I was young when I learned just how fragile life can be. I lost friends of mine. Guess it wasn't my time. Timing is everything. And I could have been a child that God took home, and I would have been one more unfinished song. And when it seems a rhyme is hard to find, that's when one comes along just in time. Well, I remember that day that our eyes first met. You ran into the building to get out of the rain, 'cause you were soaking wet. And as I held the door, you wanted to know my name. Timing is everything. And I could have been another minute late. You never would have crossed my path that day. When it seems true love is hard to find, that's when love comes along just in time. You can call it fate, mystery. Sometimes it really seems like it's a mystery, 'cause you can be hurt by love or healed by the same. Timing is everything, and it can happen so fast or a little bit late. Timing is everything. Oh, there we go. A little sweet song from Country Strong. There's the Batgirl. She was busy at work and thought that it was Thursday. Oh, I was telling the tribe, the Batgirl's not here. She must have had her power knocked out because of the snow. Amy says, came right on in. Timing is everything. You did indeed, my friend. Jean says, an original Bruce. Oh. we're getting down. These hours go so quick, down toward the end. So, absolutely. How about the last one I wrote? It's been a few years, but Amy says, luckily still has power. Oh, good. So glad you're here. Never late, always just whenever you can. Yeah, here's the last song I wrote. When the daylight breaks and I'm drowning in my bed, I've been adrift all I've been swimming in my head, touching hands, but we ain't talking. Grab my boots and go out walking on a sunshine day. Make my way downtown and I'm passing by your place. The only peace I found is at the altar of your grace. Ring your bell, say if you're home. It ain't well to be alone on a sunshine day. I wanna close my eyes, heal your bruise and steal your blues away. Time's on our side, ain't no need to hide, babe, just cast those fears away. On a sunshine day. Now many friends have come and gone, times will change, but a heart wants what it wants, this truth remains. Every door has got its key, just open up and come with me on a sunshine day. Yeah, we got time, wash those worries away, and just drink in these words I say. On a sunshine day. There's this truth down in my soul that you can't shake. It's a vow I've cut in stone, no one can break. Any fruit can turn to wine, every rose blossoms with time, and a sunshine day. And just close your eyes, it ain't no thing, I'll sing your blues away. Everything is fine, it's safe outside, babe. Hey, what do you say? Ain't no need to hide. Set your troubles aside, put your clouds away. Just come on out and play. On a sunshine day, on a sunshine day, on a sunshine day. a sunshine day, on a sunshine day. Oh, by request. The last original I wrote, Sunshine Day. Thank you for that. Oh. Amy says, still have power. Good. Go back and listen. All right. Yeah. As always, I'll archive these shows. Soon after they're done, Facebook is deleting them in 30 days, but for the last, what did I say? I had about 6 years worth. I've been transferring them over there after they're done to my terabyte drive. So when I finally get the migration going to YouTube, I will have all of these historic shows on there if anyone ever wanted to go back and peruse them. Plus I had them saved on my 2 terabyte drive. So they're never actually going away. Gene says, good one, thanks so much. Thank you for the request. Oh, Trina's here. Oh, my former manager I worked for at Arizona School of Massage Therapy. She's checking in. Are you still in the Bay Area? Wow. So, you know, I always try to draw our love connection or love triangle tonight. So, as it appears to me, so Trina is up here. Trina's in the Bay Area. Then we go up to Amy tonight in Ohio. And then we're going down to Lisa in San Antonio, back to Arizona. So, there's never been a time where I could not make this into a heart. So, Trina to Amy to Lisa and down to the rest of us in Arizona. Oh my gosh, and there's Mike at the last minute. Drops in. She says she's in the mountains, but you're still in California. So, here's Trina, Amy, Mike in Michigan, and down here to Lisa in San Antonio, back to Arizona. I can always, without fail, make a heart shape. Even when my friend Mike checks in on occasion from Maui or Oahu. She's actually above Tahoe. So as I'm sitting still in the same region. So great, thanks for checking in. And Mike's in from Michigan. Mike, did you get a downpour of snow? My seasonal client is in, well, all my seasonals from my cousins to the north are in from Canada, and I have one from Minneapolis. I saw her today, and she checks in with her friend back home. So they still have light snow, but it was warm last week, like you and Amy were in Michigan and Ohio, and then it got cold again. So just wondering if you get any snow. Amy says, do you have any Eagles or Beatles yet? I have not. So I have room for one more song. What should I play? All right, Amy, it's your call. Mike says, yes, 8 inches, but it's slowly evaporating. So that's what she said is happening right now in Minneapolis. The snow is lightly hitting the ground, but it's evaporating quickly. So you probably all have seen the worst of it. We were 82 and 83 today here for February 25th. This is just, well, if you want to see what I called it, I'm trying to keep this PG-13. At the beginning of it, I'm not trying to have you go back and watch it, but I called what it is. So I spelled it out as the full spelling of BS. Should not be 80-something on the last week of February. This is not a good sign for our summer. Even though I was born here in the Sonoran Desert, I'm a desert rat. We should be like 60 degrees, low 60s for the high, and we're 20 degrees above that. But my app says we're on a cooling trend. We're supposed to be 70, 72, 70 degrees by a week from Friday. But we're supposed to be at 90 in a couple of days from now, and that air conditioning is going to kick in, even though it's set at 79. That's just not right. But can't change the weather. Can just be grateful. I've got ceiling fans like I have going here, full blast, and I have electricity, so I'm able to check in with all of you fine folks. Amy says, I choose. Oh, boy. You know, I feel like I've played a lot of Eagles lately. Let me go to, I love this Beatles song that I only discovered, as you know, about a year ago. Never heard it before, and I had to learn it. I did hear it a couple days ago. Going to my office, I think. I put on the Beatles channel, Sirius XM channel 18. And this came on, and I went, oh gosh, it's so great. So I got to listen to it. And I think I was coming home. So yeah, this is the more recent one I learned last year from the Beatles. So we'll end this out on this one. 1, 2, 3. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. If you don't take her out tonight, she's gonna change her mind. And I will take her out tonight, and I will treat her kind. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. If you don't treat her right, my friend, you're gonna find her gone. 'Cause I will treat her right, and then you'll be the lonely one. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose. I'll make a point of taking her away from you. Watch what you do, yeah. The way you treat her, what else can I do? You're gonna lose that girl. 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 You're gonna lose. I'll make a point of taking her away from you. Watch what you do, yeah. The way you treat her, what else can I do? If you don't take her out tonight, she's gonna change her mind. And I'll take her out tonight, and I'll treat her kind. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. You're gonna lose that girl. Oh, that was a song to end on. Oh, thanks for that request. Can't believe up until last year and a half ago, I'd never heard that song. I love that. Amy says, perfect, thank you. Thanks for the request. Oh, thanks my tribe for checking in for this Wind Down Wednesday. Oh, it's fabulous. Such a good set. I never know when I'm going to play. I got home with like 12 minutes to spare, 15 maybe. Got my laundry going in from my office today. Trina knows. Licensed massage therapist in private practice. Second shift is also known as laundry. Got that going, came here, fired this up, got tuned up, and started playing. So, you're welcome, Z. You're welcome, Amy. Thanks for the request. Thanks for the music. Thanks for checking in whenever you're able to. So good to see all of you. And as always, namaste. The divinity in me honors and recognizes the divinity in you. Thanks for keeping yourselves healthy, keeping those immune systems bolstered up. Thank you for being part of my tribe, checking in whenever you're able. All are welcome. It's always wonderful to see folks check in and regularly. And then we had Trina tonight, and we had Lisa checking in, both from out of state. California tonight, Texas represented. Mike Slight slid in right here toward the end from Michigan. Amy's in Ohio. And the rest of us, Z and McCormick Clan, are down here in the Sonoran Desert. So enjoy what's left of your Wind Down Wednesday, however that looks. Enjoy the rest of that. Sliding into your weekend, I will be back. Same bat time and channel, 7 p.m. Mountain for Fiesta Friday with more music. You're welcome, Mike. Thanks for checking in. Thanks, everybody. It's great singing. I never know what I'm going to do, so I love the requests and the spontaneity, and sometimes my muse will just drop something into my brain in the middle of a song, and it's always fun. All right, my tribe, enjoy what's left of your Wind Down Wednesday. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.